Welcome, welcome, family. This is the Seymone and Tasha show. Welcome, welcome, world. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little different. Tasha, tell them.
Tonight, guys, we are going to take a look at a anonymous letter that was sent in to us from someone.
Okay, there's an anonymous writer. From time to time, guys, we're going to start doing this. And if you like it, let us know. And if you're having issues in your relationship, feel free to send us a letter. The email is going to be in the description. So let's get it started, Tasha.
Let's go.
Okay, the format I'm going to use, guys, I'm going to read the whole letter. And after I read the whole letter, Tasha and I will go back to each section and try to give the best answers we can give, help this person out. All right?
Sounds good.
All right, guys, here it goes. The person says, I've been married for 2 years now to the first person I've ever dated while out. They're super supportive of my coming out journey, and they're now really involved with my family. I couldn't be more grateful for that. We've since moved to another state, the first place I've lived besides my hometown. I grew up in a mid-sized city, but our new home is huge and full of more things to do. Before we were married or even engaged, I told them I wanted to explore more in the dating scene since I never got to do that. They were supportive at the time, and we got married still having that agreement. Okay. I want to note that I've never acted on the agreement or been with anyone else, even though we're still kind of open and talk about it. Okay, so in the past year or so, I've come to realize that maybe I need to really separate from them and see what's out there. I don't feel the same feelings I once felt for them, and I'm wondering if my original feelings were just because I finally got to be myself and date the person I want. We've been getting into a lot of arguments lately because my work friends have become my real life friends, and we do a lot of fun things together. I also feel like I do more of these things because those friends are mostly queer. We live in a really queer affirming city, and I've never had a group of queer friends before. When I got out with my friends or take trips with them, my wife says they feel left out or I'm not prioritizing them. Going out and taking trips without your wife. Okay, we're going to get back to that. Usually when this happens, I point out all the fun things we do together and what a good time we have. I say, even though you know all this about us, you still get upset when I want to hang out with my friends. I used to let it roll off, but in the, let's see now, continues. I used to let it roll off, but in the past few months, I've been thinking, why am I putting myself through all this? So they thinking they're going through a lot. Okay. I love this person, but I've seen what kind of life I can live as a single person. And it's looking better every time an issue like this comes up. I value our relationship, but I also value myself. I don't know what to look back. I don't want to look back in a few years and regret taking the chance to start over. What if I never meet someone like them again? What if I'm giving this up for nothing? Or what if this is the best decision I can make for myself and I'll be really happy a year from now? What should I do? Ooh, Tasha, what should they do?
Wow, that was a lot.
That was a whole lot. Was the first
So let's start from the beginning. So just the overall scenario from that letter. My first thing that comes to mind is the individual made that commitment to get married way too soon. And I say that because this individual was saying they had just mentioned that they just came out.
Right. She just came out.
Which is amazing. You know, she's able to, or he or she, they're able to be themselves. But I think they should have waited on the marriage part.
Right. Because
I
it
think
says
that's
that
the
we've been
biggest
married.
thing.
It says that before we got married, I wanted to date other people, but they said, which is, a she, but goes by they, them, I'm assuming, I guess, they said, let's go ahead and get married and you could still explore that later on.
Well, I mean, the one thing about when people kind of write in is we don't have like all of the story, like the full picture.
You don't have the both sides of the story.
Right. And so with that being said, sometimes when we, date each other, we agree to one thing and things change, you change your mind, same thing with married. But I do feel like the biggest thing, the person should have not got married so fast.
Yeah.
Because then they would have been able to explore dating with the person they was with currently, other people, or however they discussed they were gonna, that scenario was gonna play out.
So you're saying they got married fast because this was their first same-sex relationship.
Right.
So that's
right.
And you say, so that's why we're saying they got jumped into it quickly, and just because they felt free and, oh, my family's rolling with it, let me go ahead and get married. And so the person that they're marrying says, I understand this is your first time and that you may want to date other people, but let's still get married, and that option could still be on the table.
And
Ladies.
Yeah.
Come on, sis. Come on, y'all. Like, I propose to somebody, say I propose to Tasha, and then she's going to say, oh, I really love that you want to marry me, and I will go ahead and marry you, but can I date some other people since I haven't been out here in this life so long? I need somebody to comment on that, and I need somebody to comment on that and tell me if that would be okay with you, because maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, and maybe I just feel like when you meet somebody and fall in love and say you're going to marry that person, then you're marrying them with the understanding it's me and you. We had the discussion on monogamy.
But this person did agree.
They agreed.
So it's not like it was just thrust upon them and they had no clue what was going on. But like I said, we don't have the full picture. So this person agreed, but what exactly did they agree to? What was that conversation that was had? We don't have
all the pieces. And at the same time, too, it's like, why would they agree? If you're not a person who is like into the poly lifestyle or into the open type of relationship lifestyle, if you're not a person who's okay with it, why would you agree? Is it out of desperation that you finally found someone who wanted to marry you? I mean, I don't know, Tasha, what do you think?
I mean, or if they agreed, maybe it was a conversation where this individual, felt like they were going to be included. Like, we don't have that other part of that conversation. So the person that said, yes, we can get married. Yes, I'm open to us having other people. Maybe it was a scenario where it was supposed to be like everything's open. Everybody knows everything.
Everybody together.
So then I'm fully aware of what's going on. We agreed to X, Y, and Z. And then if that's it, I mean, that's the open agreement. Okay, fine. But I don't know. We don't have that person's other side to know what exactly they agreed to when they said yes to the dating. Because what does that mean? You know what I mean? I don't know what that means for them.
We know that when, like in other situations that we've seen in TV shows and things, Sister Wives, all of that, right? We see those shows where people go out there and they try to find that other partner. And then there's an agreement that we are finding that partner together.
Right.
And you're not supposed to go off by yourself with that partner, having relations and exploring.
Right. See, they have agreement and rules or policies or whatever they want to call it, like in place when they have that. So my assumption is this maybe been a similar scenario. I don't know, but maybe no ground rules were really put in place. It's kind of like a gray area to kind of dissect that. But for me, I'm good. Like one-on-one, that's it. Like, nah, I don't know who, like Seymone said, who would agree to that. But everybody's different because everybody's into a little something different. So
so that's interesting.
Yes.
Before you got married, you said to this person, I want to date other people, and the other person said, no, please, let's go ahead and get married, and then you could still explore after we're married. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. You think?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a desperate plea for the other person, like just excited to get married, so they agreed to anything.
And then
I don't know.
Tasha, we talked about age gap. Do you think it was an age gap where maybe, and y'all could jump in, y'all could bite my head off on it, but could it have been an age gap where the person who says yes, let's get married, and you can do what you want? Does it sound like an age gap situation where the person might have been older and they really just wanted to have someone and be married, and so now they say she could do what she wants?
I mean, anything's possible because it's a gray area. We don't have all the pieces to the story. So that could definitely be a possibility that's why that person agreed to it. I mean, it's so many different scenarios why maybe the person would have said yes, because when sorry to cut you off, but when the other person said, they want to check out the dating scene, what does that mean for the two individuals when that was discussed? Like, we don't really have that part. Right. So it's like, maybe it made sense, to that other individual.
If I say I want to check out the dating scene, what does it mean?
But what does it mean to you might mean something different to those two individuals. It's hard when you don't.
Dating scene is a dating scene as far as I'm concerned. You out there with somebody else, y'all on a date, eating dinner, going to the movies, and then afterwards having dessert. That's what the dating scene.
I mean, I feel like if before they got married, before they got engaged, if that was something that was on the table that individual was looking to explore, I feel like that should have done in that moment before they made like more commitment to be engaged and married. Like, if this person say this is something I want to check out, and that other person is all right with that, then do that to see if that's really something you both, you know what I mean, can handle. You know what I mean? In a relationship.
Yep. And then now, to add insult to injury, as they say, right? The person, she's saying, now I got coworkers that I'm hanging out with, and it seems like all the time. The way she wrote it, it seems like I'm hanging out with these queer people all the time in this new queer affirming city.
Right.
That's how she put it, right?
Which is, she did put it that way, but which is okay, guys. But what I got from that is that nothing wrong with having coworkers. We all have coworkers, but if these coworkers start being like your friends and things of that nature, and you have a spouse, not saying that all the coworkers and your spouse gonna be besties, but why your spouse can't go on some of the adventures or be invited to those different events, different outings or events.
Whatever you're
now,
doing.
Don't get me wrong. I get like you go on a bestie trip with you and your bestie. Okay, your spouse may not go, but your spouse has met your bestie and y'all all hang out.
Yeah.
But the trip, so many trips with the coworkers and not the spouse.
Wait, stop, Tasha, because you said trips. I was just on the going out, hanging out.
Oh yeah,
we're not even on the trips yet.
Right?
Where you think you're going? How you think you're going on a trip somewhere with your friends? How you think you're going on a trip somewhere with your friends that I'm not even a part of that group? Y'all going off for the weekend? Y'all going off for a week? Where y'all going?
So here's the thing with that. It's like, that's the missing piece, like, that makes it sounds really suspect.
Yeah.
Because why have you not introduced your spouse to your coworkers, your friends you're hanging out? Or why even the people that you're hanging out with even inquire about your spouse?
Right.
So do your coworkers even know that you're married?
Right.
I mean, I would think that somebody would go, well, how's your spouse doing? Or invite them at some point in time. I don't know. It's so many gray areas in this story, you guys. So many loopholes.
The woman who wrote this letter is like, she's feeling like, oh, I'm being traumatized because my spouse keeps asking me about, why she can't come and all this kind of stuff. They can't come.
But that's because she's not including that spouse.
She said call them
they. That's because they are not including their spouse. Mm-hmm. It's like they want to have like a relationship with their coworkers and friends, and it almost sounds like it's secretive in a way, the way she wrote it.
Because they're going on trips.
So, I mean, how would the spouse feel? It doesn't sound like the spouse is included to me at all, and don't even know the coworker.
It doesn't sound like she's included at all, because she wouldn't be complaining. Because if you included her one time with your friends, then she'd be part of that pack. and she would be like, okay, yeah, you would be like, hey, Tasha, we going here, we going there, you know, you got plans for this night and that night, because I'm planning with Susie over here or whoever over here to go here and there.
Right. So yeah, for me, I do feel like at some point those individuals should have met the spouse, and you know, maybe the spouse wouldn't feel like, well, what you doing? Like, you doing all this over here with them. You know, if the spouse didn't feel slighted, I don't think that will really be a issue. It wouldn't never even gotten brought up, I don't think.
Right. The spouse definitely feels slighted, but this one who wants to bring up the fact again that when we got married, she brought that up again. That when we got married, we said that I could date other people and explore. But then she turned around and said, but I'm not doing anything.
Like, I mean, she said they said they're not doing anything, but I feel like it's a lot of loopholes because she's saying that the spouse agreed in the beginning.
If she's not doing anything, Tasha, she's close to doing something. She's
like,
close
and
to
that goes back, and that goes back
fighting
to
the spouse real hard on it.
Right, but that goes back to they shouldn't have got married so soon, because I feel like this person is coming out, they're coming into their own, they're able to date the person they want to date. So explore that in that sense before you make, you know, a commitment on marriage and engagement. You know,
and you know, to me, it seems like she's writing this letter for somebody to kind of verify what she's saying and be on her side, to amen what she's saying and say, yeah, go ahead, leave your spouse.
It's not. There's no way to do that because there's so many loopholes and gray areas in where she wrote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
we haven't spoken to the other spouse.
But it sure sounds like that's the conclusion she wants. She's writing anonymously, but she wants someone to say, yeah, just go ahead and leave them. Yeah, they wrong for not wanting you to hang out with your friends.
Absolutely
and go on
not.
trips because they told you could be free and open and all of that and date during the marriage, and now they're tripping just because you're not inviting them wherever you're going.
Yeah. And that's why I said it sounds like it may have been agreement there, but I do feel like since we don't have all the story, we don't really know what was the agreement. What did that agreement entail? What did that look like supposedly for them as a couple and the other individual able to, you know, go to the dating scene or whatever? Like, what was that they discussed? You know what I mean? Right. Maybe it was actually that the individual was supposed to, you know, let her know about coworkers and this, you know what I mean? To be more open and honest and like, you know, and transparent versus, oh, I'm just going over here with my coworkers and the person don't even know your coworkers, haven't met them. Do they even know you're married? So I can see where that person started feeling probably a little different about the arrangement because you know, you say one thing and you're doing something different, you know.
But you know, at the same time, Tasha, like you're saying, we're hearing from one person.
Right.
We're hearing from one person, and we can jump back to the top of the letter and say, did your spouse really agree to marry you and say that you can date after we're married? Who does that? I don't know. People do that. Y'all go jump into the comments and let me know. Because people do, I guess people do it. People do all kind of things. People agree to all kind of things just to keep someone.
They do. They do.
They agree to all kinds of things and they do all kinds of things.
Yeah. So this definitely could have been one of those scenarios. But I don't agree with, like someone was saying, how the whole letter feels like she's like, woe is me. When like in reality, this was your idea. You know, because you just came out, you decided you still wanted to go marry. You knew that you were just coming out and you were able to date the queer people and you met queer friends, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that person should have given themselves some time to enjoy like what that looks like. You know, coming out is a big, thing. It's a big step. And to be able to own it and be yourself, like you have to leave yourself some room and space to explore what that looks like.
And at the same time, if you are someone who is a seasoned lesbian, you seasoned.
I like that word.
You're seasoned. You've been in the game for a long time. And now you meet some straight woman and it's her first time and you turn around and marry her quickly, then you could expect some problems. I think you could expect some problems.
If that was the scenario. We don't know that the individual was straight, but that's a scenario.
She said it was her first, she was just coming out.
she was just coming out, but that doesn't necessarily mean she was straight, or that doesn't necessarily mean
it was her first relationship with a woman. So since it was they, so if it's your first, if you're seasoned, let me put it again. Then Tasha said,
so wait, Seymone. She said this was her first
relationship,
but that don't mean she ain't slept.
Oh, you said
women.
Oh, you said she might have experimented.
She might have been asleep. You know what I mean?
Oh, Tasha threw a whole nother aspect. She threw a whole nother aspect into it, y'all. She said,
see what I'm saying?
She said the writer says this is their first relationship. That doesn't mean that they weren't out there sneaking around with women. This is just the first one she brought home to her family.
Right, and actually came out in public. Who knows what she was doing behind closed doors?
But I still say if you haven't had a solid relationship with another person of the same sex, and then this relationship comes up, then the seasoned person has to be the seasoned person has to be on guard. The seasoned person has to know this is this person's first time.
But was the spouse seasoned? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the spouse was seasoned. We don't know who was seasoned or unseasoned. We don't know what. But what we do know is that we got this anonymous letter, and to me, it sounds like the person just wants you to say, she says she wants to be single. Basically, in the letter, she says she wants to be single.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like maybe eventually she needs to make a choice, because from the letter, it doesn't sound like their marriage and their relationship is going good.
No, it doesn't sound like it's at all.
And with that being said, either they're going to talk through it, work it out, revamp their agreement, whatever that was, you know what I mean, as a couple, and work through it if they want it bad enough, or then maybe, everybody have to go their separate ways, because somebody's going to get hurt.
Right.
Eventually, if they don't figure it out.
Because really, 2 years into the marriage is not that long.
No.
So the one who's seasoned, if she's really the one, if she feels like she's really getting hurt by this woman, and the woman can't see her point of view at all.
But that's according to her. I mean, to their letter. That's her letter. So we don't know what the spouse.
It'll be interesting if you're the spouse. Hey, write us your side, and we're gonna explore your side if you are the spouse. In the meanwhile, we started our group, Women We Rock With. We told y'all that, and what we have in that group, we offer 4 programs. The first one is Single to Soulmate, and that's for single women who are looking for their soulmate. And we ran that program before, and it was successful, we felt. So we're going to keep doing that, because that is for single women who are just out here and you're trying to figure it out. And what we found in a group setting is you get that assistance and that help in figuring that out. Mm-hmm. So that's that program. Tasha, you got anything to say about the Single to Soulmate?
I just say, if you're that individual and, you don't want to be single anymore, and you're actually looking for your one person, you know what I mean, that you want to, spend the rest of your life with, just you and that person.
You're serious about it.
And serious about it.
Serious about it.
Not single and want to do the dating scene.
Not single and want to date. I mean, and that's okay, and it might be another program for that.
Right. But
we could only speak to you on what we have experienced and we have learned and what I have counseled on before, which is, I haven't sat down with a whole group of women who are in a poly relationship and try to work out all the issues. But if you're talking about one-on-one relationship, you want to find that one, then the Single to Soulmate program is for you.
Absolutely.
Now, if you found the one and you are engaged, then we have a counseling program. It's a 3-month counseling program called She Said Yes. She Said Yes. So if you're engaged, what we recommend is that you do come through that group program, She Said Yes, so that you don't find yourself in the situation that we were just reading about tonight.
Yes.
Because imagine if the two of them had sat down with someone and talked it out and looked at all the aspects of that relationship. I wonder if they still would have gotten married, or would they have gotten married with a better understanding of what to expect from each other?
Yeah. It could have been either or. Yeah. I mean, I do feel like that could have helped.
Yep. So that is the Single to Soulmate program, is for singles. She Said Yes is for when you just found someone. Okay. Couples in crisis. If you're a couple and the two of y'all are just going through right now and you're, butting heads and can't see eye to eye, but you still feel like we want to figure this thing out and you have the urgency to figure it out now, this is for you, couples in crisis. So reach out for us on that. And for couples who really just want to work on their marriage, want to strengthen their marriage, want to bring more joy into your marriage, then our Let's Stay Together is for you. So that's 4 things we talked about, y'all. 1 is for singles, 1 is for people who are newly engaged, 1 is for couples who are like find themselves in crisis and need to get something resolved right now or else somebody's leaving, and 1 is for couples who want to strengthen their marriage. Let's stay together.
Sounds good.
Love that.
With that being said, the email will be
in the description.
So feel free to send Seymone and I an email in regards to one of the programs if you're interested, and also if you need to, send us a letter that you would like us to discuss on the show.
We sure will discuss it, y'all. Tasha, we got anything for our nutrition, for our health? We got anything tonight?
Always. We always talk about cleaning your gut, being able to use the restroom. So many of us don't use the restroom as we should. So make sure you are taking your detox tea always. And of course, your multivitamin, NutriBurst. It's like having 10 salads, you guys. It is amazing. It tastes good. And don't leave home without it.
The link is in the description. We're going to have the links in the description for everything we talked about, y'all. Your vitamins, your tea. We're going to have the Single to Soulmate program, Let's Stay Together program. She Said Yes, and Couples in Crisis. We are here to serve the women of this community, the women that we rock with. We are, Tasha and I, we've been together for 10 years now. We've been working through these scenarios, through situations.
Yeah.
Y'all know that I have over 20 years as a therapist working with couples. So I bring that expertise to you. So who better to come to than someone who is living the life and has the official training and experience to help you work through these situations. That's it, right, Tasha?
That's it.
We here for y'all. We doing this for y'all. Come on, y'all. You live longer when you're in community.
Absolutely.
Let's get together in community and work through this stuff so we can all live longer, live in peace, happiness, and joy. That's what I see. That's what it's all about in my mind.
Yes. And if you guys are in Texas, you can also shoot us an email.
Yes.
If you're in the state of Texas, just
because we do have get-togethers, we do have meetups. If you are in Texas, in the Houston area, feel free to reach out. And we will include you in some of our meetups and some of our get-togethers, y'all. We're ready to have some fun with the community. So come join us. Don't be shy, y'all. Come and join us. We're about to have some fun. All right? And Tasha, also, what they got to do? Y'all gotta
make sure you like all the videos, you guys. Make sure you sharing it with your friends. You might have some friends or some couples that could definitely use this information. Make sure you are subscribing, you guys. We gotta get those numbers up, so make sure you share and subscribe.
Come on, guys, subscribe
and comment, you guys. We love to see your comments.
Okay, we love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And we gonna see you in the Women We Rock With group, y'all. We will see you. Look for the links. All right? That's it.
That's it.
See y'all next time.
Peace.